These are the guided notes that go with coin word problems. Now, in these problems, you're going to be told that you've got a pile of change. You're going to be told in a dollar amount how much the change is worth. And then you're going to be given some kind of relationship about how many dimes, nickels, quarters, pennies, whatever that you have, and you've got to figure out the exact amount. Okay, so during the video, remember you can stop and pause as much as you want while you're working the problem. Okay, so let's look at example 1. Example 1 says Joe has $3.10 in dimes and quarters. If he has 4 more quarters than dimes, how many of each does he have? So Joe knows he's got $3.10. But the question comes up, well, how many dimes does he have? How many quarters does he have? Somebody says, well, I'm not really sure, but I know there's 4 more quarters than dimes. Okay, so we're kind of told how many quarters that he has, because it says he has 4 more quarters than dimes. But we're not told anything about how many dimes there are, or any clue like a riddle that we can figure out or solve to know how many dimes. So we're going to let the dimes be our eggs. Now, I want you to notice something too. This is true for a lot of word problems. And if you catch this fact, it will help you a lot of times setting them up. In this sentence, the dimes is like this object of the sentence. It's not the subject, okay? If he has 4 more quarters than dimes, the dimes is the very end of the sentence, okay? They're not telling you anything about it. They're just ending with dimes, okay? So that's our variable. That's what we don't know anything about, okay? Now, if we know that the dimes will be my x, we can now talk about how many quarters that I'm going to have. So if I look right up here, it says I have 4 more quarters than dimes. 4 more means to add 4. So that means I'm going to have as many quarters as I do dimes plus 4 more. So plus 4. Okay? Now, that's where I'm getting my variable set up from. But when I go to set up my equation, I can't just say, well, x plus 4, and that's how many quarters and dimes I have, because I'm told the amount in their dollar version, you know, their actual money value, okay? So I'm going to have to set my equation up to match money value, not just quantity, okay? Now, we know dimes are worth 10 cents, right? So I can put 0.10x, because no matter how many dimes I have, I can multiply it by 10 cents, and they'll tell me how much money I have, okay? We know that quarters, I'm going to add my quarters to my amount of money here, is worth 25 cents. So if I have x plus 4 number of quarters, I can multiply it by 25 cents, and that'll tell me again, dollar amount. Okay, you see what I'm saying about dollar amount? And the money that I have in dimes plus the money I have in quarters is going to equal up to the $3.10. Now, the next part of this problem solving is just those solving equations, grab a calculator, it's a lot of decimals floating around these things, and let's go ahead and get our problem solving done. So I'm going to talk fast because we know how to do the distributive property. So 0.25x plus 1 equal to 3.10. Now let me address these zeros. Those are optional. You know, if you have zeros at the end of a decimal, you don't have to write them. Some people do because it's money, and money goes to 2 decimal places, and that's what they're comfortable with. Okay, I'm going to leave them in there because it is money, and a lot of people are comfortable with that. Okay, now let's go right here. Let's combine our like terms. So I'm going to have 0.10. Oh, I left off my x right there. Sorry, you guys. That's 0.25x. So let's combine our x's right here. So we got 0.35 or decimal 35, x plus 1 equal to $3.10. If I subtract this 1 over, I'm going to have 0.35x equal to 2.1, just like that. If I divide both sides by the 0.35, decimal 35, I get x equal to 6. Now, that's not my final answer. That's the information that will help me get to my final answer. Because my question up here was, how many of each does he have? So they're really saying, how many dimes does he have? How many quarters does he have? Well, he's got X number of dimes, so that means he's going to have 6 dimes. And we have X plus 4 number of quarters. Well, that's 6 plus 4. So that means he's got 10 quarters. Now, that's my answer. Now, if I want to check my work, this is easy. Just to see if all of this would add up to be $3.10. And I can just come over here in my margin and scribble this little scratch work. 6 dimes is 60 cents, right? Well, 10 quarters is $2.50. Well, $2.50 plus 60 cents comes out to be $3.10. That's what it says he's supposed to have. So I know that checks out. So this has to be my correct answer. Okay, pause, copy that down, and then we'll go to example 2. Okay. Now, example 2, stepping up the level of difficulty here for just in this problem. This is a medium level problem. Let's read it together. Karen has $2.45 in change. There are 5 less quarters than nickels. There are 3 less dimes than nickels. How many quarters, dimes, and nickels does Karen have? Now let's go back to what I was talking about earlier about that end of the sentence being your variable. Well, look right here. What does this second sentence end with? Nickels. What does this third sentence end with? Nickels. You want to take a guess what X is going to be? X is going to be nickels. Okay, now that I know that, let's just back it up and let's translate the rest of it. Because this sentence right here, the second sentence in my problem, gives me the relationship of how many quarters I'm going to have, because it says there are 5 less quarters than nickels. So I know my quarters is going to be 5 less than. So it's going to be X minus 5. Now remember, less than means to take away X, subtract 5. When it says 5 less, that means to take away 5 or subtract 5. So you have to write X minus 5. Now, look at this third sentence. There are 3 less dimes than nickels. So what's my quantity of dimes? Well, it's 3 less than, so that's going to be X minus 3. Now, this is going to add up to $2.45. Let's set up our equation. Nickels are worth 5 cents. Make sure you use 0.05 and not 0.5. X, because I have X number of nickels. Now my quarters, that's worth 25 cents each. So, and how many quarters do I have? I have X minus 5 amount. Plus my dimes right here. Dimes are worth 10 cents. And that's going to be X minus 3. And equal to, now how much did it all add up together? Up here at the top, $2.45. Now that's the worst part. The next part, again, grab your calculator and let's just do our basic problem solving. So, distributive property first. 0.05x plus 0.25x minus 1.25 plus 0.10 x minus 0.30 equal to 245. Lots of decimals, but y'all know how to do that. Okay, now let's combine our like terms. So let's do the x's. 0.05 plus 0.25 plus 0.1. Now be careful of your decimal places when you add. And the dimes is going to be x minus 3 or 10 minus 3. So that's going to be 7 dimes. Now again, I can check my work so super quick. Just over here on my side, I'm going to go to this side and scratch work on this time. 10 nickels. That's 50 cents. 5 quarters. That's $1.25. 7 dimes is 70 cents. Right here that it ended. Look right here. Okay, so that's going to be my nickels. Okay, now let's just start right here. There are 3 times as many pennies as nickels. So how many pennies? 3 times as many. So that's 3x, because 3 times as many just means multiply by 3. All right, let's back up to this one. There are twice as many dimes as nickels. So how many dimes do I have? Twice as many. Twice means to multiply by 2, doesn't it? Now, let's back up to this one. There are 2 less quarters than dimes. So quarters, you've got to be careful right here. It's trying to trick you. There are 2 less quarters than dimes. So 2 less than means to take away 2, but you're not going to take it away from the nickels. You're going to take it away from the dimes, okay? Because that sentence ends in dimes. So the quarters is going to be the dimes, which is 2x, and then I'm going to take away because it says 2 less than minus 2. Okay, let's see where that could be tricky. That's considered a difficult level problem. Now, let's set this baby up. Let's start off right up here. We have X number of nickels, that's 0.05, right? X plus, now pennies are worth 0.01. Be careful of that decimal. And that's times 3x plus, now my dimes is worth 0.10, and my number of dimes is 2x, plus quarters is worth 25 cents, so 0.25, and the number of quarters I have is 2x minus 2. And at the very top of my problem, it told me that we had $3.40 in change. Okay? Whew. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and start using it with our calculator, start doing some multiplying. Okay, so 0.05x plus, right here I'm going to have 0.03x plus 0.20x plus 0.50x minus 0.50 equal to 3.40. Again, those ending zeros, optional or not. I just left them because it's money and it's 2 decimal places. Now, let's combine our like terms. So 0.05 plus 0.03 plus 0.50. When I add all that together, I get 0.78x. Now, my constants right here, I've only got 1, so I just bring down the minus 0.50 equal to $3.40. Now, when I add the 0.5 to both sides, 0.78x equal to 340 minus 0.5. Well, I got to add it. So I come up with 3.9. And when I divide by the 0.78, I get x is going to be equal to 5. Now let's think in terms of our problems. What does that mean? Right back up here. It means I'm going to have 5 nickels. How many pennies? 3 times x, so 3 times 5, 15 pennies. Dimes is 2x, so that's 2 times 5, so that's 10 dimes. And my quarters is 2x minus 2, so 2 times 5 minus 2 is going to give me 8. Now, again, checking this is actually a very simple thing. Let's just convert these amounts back over and see if it adds up. 5 nickels is worth 25 cents. 15 pennies is 15 cents. 10 dimes is $1. And 8 quarters is $2. So that's 0, carry the 1, that's 4. And 1 and 2 makes 3. That checks out because it says I should have $3.40. And my problem back up here at the top said I should have $3.40. So finish copying this and put these notes into your interactive notebook, and then go to Canvas and find your coin word problem assignment and complete it.